how much learning occurs back and forth between what we do at commercial MROs and what we do, at depot maintenance, or what we do, in the military maintenance? How much sharing of knowledge occurs or learning occurs between those two, David?
Well, to be honest, the defense world and commercial world don't communicate very well. As we know, especially here in the United States under the FAA guidelines, the commercial world is certainly different. I know that from personal experience. I have an FAA A&P license as well. The military follows a completely different procedure that's based upon older OEM recommendations, but they modify and adapt. The other problem with that is the defense world, and you see this really prevalent in the international operations, is that their technology is lagging severely in creating or modifying maintenance procedures. At least here in the U.S., they try to use technology to their advantage, although they're still behind. Commercial world always seems to be really at the tip of the spear for technology and how to improve their maintenance programs. I really wish the defense side would be able to catch up with that.
Yeah, well, definitely, Manoj. I know you have something to say to that, but what I was thinking real quick is that clearly you have commercial solutions that need to be applied in the defense world, don't you?
No, absolutely. And just to put it very simply, if in the commercial world, if they had a mission readiness or equivalent of that, which is the aircraft availability at 70%, their business will stop. They'll be out of business. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, the mission readiness in the U.S. defense side, at least, it is approximately hovering around 70 and 80% in that range. But if that was the case, then in a commercial aviation world will not be able to fly, right? So the aircraft availability is much higher. I think the use of technology, all the way from digitization of various and going paperless from the documentation and tying that to all the efficiency that drives into the overall process, is much higher on the commercial side. And that's where I think the learning comes for the defense side, because now that we get, we respond to a lot of proposals and requests for proposals on both sides, we clearly see a marked difference between what we see the maturity level, ironically, on the defense side than compared to, let's say, the commercial side.
Yeah, we see the largest fleets, in the world, sometimes in the military, forces, and they're not managed, like as efficiently. And you're right, Manoj, dispatch reliability. If we had dispatch reliability for commercial aircraft like that, they would be out of business, shortly. So that clearly, is a challenge. Gentlemen, I've worked at several manufacturers, and I was on a manufacturing program where there was very good commercial systems that were in place. And then the aircraft got moved over to the military side, to a defense modification program. And I remember sitting in a room where we were talking about how they were managing the maintenance program in an Excel spreadsheet. Okay. And so I'm just saying is that even some of the best aircraft that have the best systems in place, when they get moved over to the defense side, don't necessarily have the systems come across. And so I can see we have a tremendous demand for higher capable systems in the defense side. I definitely see that.
And another thing that I would add to that, I'm sorry, David, in fact, I was just pointing it to you that, and we are talking about so far that maturity or the lag thereof on the U.S. defense side. But if you now go outside of the U.S. to some of the other countries, the maturity level goes even further down, and hence the scope for the opportunity for improvement. David, please go ahead.
Yeah, you hit it right on the head, Manoj. And the key is that the foreign operators of the U.S. legacy platforms tend to follow what the U.S. maintenance does, or the U.S. Military maintenance does. However, they certainly don't try to go into a progressive manner of learning different techniques. They really, and I have personally witnessed this in a lot of different depot facilities around the globe. Their technology is 1950s technology. They really, really need a lot of help with a lot of different things, logistics just being one of those critical pieces of their mission readiness.